video, Carnival can be tons of fun, but it can also be a little overwhelming. So here are my 6 tips to making your Carnival experience as good as it can be. 1. Use a fanny pack and try not to take out your phone or camera when you're in really large crowds. Most of the things you're doing during Carnival will be in a large crowd, and it's a big city, so it's just important to be conscious of your belongings. If you really do need to use your phone, I would suggest only taking it out if you're next to a police officer. And that leads me to my second point. So yes, while you're at these blocos and bloquinos, you will be in a very large crowd. So if you need to go to the bathroom or meet someplace, it will take you a while to get out of that crowd because there's so many people. So don't hold in your pee until it's an emergency, and plan accordingly if you need to leave. For me, I went to a bloco right before I needed to catch my flight home. So I was rushing out of the crowd, and there's really only so much you can rush when you're in that large of a crowd. So that's definitely something that I learned while I was there. 3. So sometimes it's hard to find the precise location of a bloco, and it's basically because the music moves down the street. So you never precisely know where they'll be located. But just keep that in mind, don't get discouraged while you're looking, and it helps to follow a crowd. But so that's also tied to tip number 4. So don't just walk aimlessly around Sao Paulo looking for a bloco. So you could, but every bloco has a different theme, and you want to find one that really suits you and maybe isn't so rowdy. You can also end up in a really bad part of town if you're just aimlessly walking. So I would suggest looking up all the blocos online before you go so you can plan accordingly. And 5. So maybe if you're at a blockino that has English music, you'll find a lot of people that can speak English, but don't count on getting help from other people to navigate the city. Sao Paulo has a great set of apps on how to navigate the bus systems and get around. It has a really nice version of Uber, and they're really helpful. I suggest you use those instead. And the last and final tip is that if you get the time and you have a little bit of extra money, you should definitely go see the parade in person. Don't just spend your entire Carnival at bloquinos, because it's so cool to get to see the big floats and hear all the music at these parades. It's a great atmosphere to take in. So those are all of my tips. I'm personally not a big fan of huge crowds, so that was something that I had to be conscious of when I was going to Carnival. But even so, it was totally worth the experience. I had a great time. Follow the tips and you'll avoid trouble. So have fun and check back next week for another video.